Oh, here's your Backstage pass.
Right, quiet on the set.
Action!
Welcome to Sedona's Backstage Pass with Shondra, presented by Chef Lisa Dahl. This is your inside look into culture, curators, and creative artists. And now, your host, Shondra.
Welcome, my VIPs. You've got your Backstage Pass, and you are in. Again, we've got some great behind-the-scenes stories that you'd never know, never hear about, unless you tune in here every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Sedona's Backstage Pass, here on KAZM 106.5 FM and 780 AM, and live streaming on MallowMountainRadio.com. I just have to tell you, if you miss a show, you can always find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora. It's all over the place, everybody. It really is. So check them out. Some great, fun, awesome, how many superlatives could I use here? The guests that come on here, they're just fascinating, and you're going to hear all about their lives and things, again, that you would never hear about. So right now, to start the show, as always, I want to go into our events calendar. Yes, today is the big day. That's right. Today at 4 p.m., we are premiering High School Detention, the musical. Woohoo! That's right. It's the Sedona Performing Arts Center at 4 p.m. I'm going to talk a little bit about it during my shameless Shondra spot. I'll get a little emotional. I know. I'm just going to warn you here. Anyway, the big premiere for Dev and I, for our cast and crew, is happening today. You could still get tickets online at SedonaFilmFestival.com. All right. And by the way, we are full in to the Sedona International Film Festival, and I am seeing some wonderful movies. You've got to go to SedonaFilmFestival.com, see what's available. And of course, there's always the rush lines. There's some great stuff, let me tell you, and big stars coming into town. Now, I didn't mention this. The events calendar is being brought to you and sponsored by Sedona Ballet. And if you want to know about a great organization, please visit sedonaballet.org. A big shout out to Winnie Munch. Thank you so much. I kind of had that backwards. I think I did that last Saturday, too. What is happening here, you guys? I think it's all the excitement. All right, let's fast forward. So we're going to get through the Sedona International Film Festival all the way through March 1st. I know you're going to get tickets. Have some fun with this. It is a fantastic film festival. And now we are already going to be in March starting Sunday. Can you believe it? Sunday is March 1st. So we've got the Fiddler on the Rock. You remember him, Tyler Carson. He was here on the show. And he has Celtic Dreams, Myth and Magic, and it will be at the Sedona Performing Arts Center. Can you believe it? 6:30 to 8:15. All you have to do is go to visitsedona.com, and you can get all the information you need to get those tickets. Also, that same day is Sedona Stumble. Sedona Stumble? That's what they're calling it. It's a 5K and 10K trail run. I just don't think of runners stumbling. That makes me afraid, actually. You're going to run. You're going to have a great time. It's a wonderful event. It's happening at Posse Grounds Park, and it will happen in the morning with registration. It starts early. For tickets and information, go to sedonaaz.gov. And then, okay, so that is all happening, by the way. That's all coming up in March, I believe. All right, March 1st, the final day, like I said, of the 32nd Sedona International Film Festival. Make sure you check it out. There is an award ceremony. And, by the way, they will be announcing the films that are winning awards for the People's Choice, different things like that. Best documentary, best short, all of that. And that'll be at the award ceremony. Then you'll be able to buy tickets to any of those because they'll open up the box office for that. Now, another thing that is going on there at Mary Fisher Theater and also Alice Gill Sheldon Theater is what they call a post-festival movie screening, and that's March 3rd. The theater typically transitions back to its showing the best of the festival or new indie releases. And again, visit SedonaFilmFestival.com for all of those details. Let's go to March 6th, which is Friday, right before our next show after this one. You could go to the 45th Annual Friends Juried Art Exhibit. It's called Celebrate Sedona at the Sedona Arts Center. And it's going to be from 4 to 6. There's local food trucks. There's all kinds of wonderful things, live music. If you want to know about that event on March 6th, SedonaArtCenter.org is where you want to go, and it is a free event. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm wrong. Go check it out, SedonaArtCenter.org. Sometimes I just don't always get all the information I'm needing to tell you, but at any rate, there you go. Now, let's see. We're going to move on. Yes, the 2026 Oscar-nominated shorts, live action and documentaries. That's something that will be happening on March 6th through March 12th, and that'll be at the Mary Fisher Theater. And again, SedonaFilmFestival.com. Also want to let you know that Christy Fisher, who happens to be on the show today, is doing her concert in the living room. Yes, In the Living Room music series is continuing every other Monday starting on March 9th. So you can get your tickets again at SedonaFilmFestival.com. Boy, I'm really plugging them today. But I got to tell you, they are a fantastic organization. Please support them, support Sedona Art Center, support SedonaBallet.org, okay? So there you have it. That's what's going on for the week. It's a lot. So I'm so excited to introduce to you a dear friend and also one of my sponsors. I adore this woman. She's a powerhouse. Debbie Johnson from Cleaner, Quicker Car Wash. I am so thrilled to have you here, Debbie. And how's life?
Life is good. Life
Good.
is beautiful. It's
Good.
We're in the most beautiful place in Sedona. The weather is good, and it's going to be a fabulous year.
I know. We talked about that last month. We talked about, you ended with that. You said it's going to be a fabulous year and how 2025 was tough and 2024 was even tougher. And then 2023, we're going to back up a little bit. That is when your husband passed away.
Yes.
Was it in the late part of 2023?
Towards the fall.
Towards the fall. So, okay, so here you are with a business.
Yes.
This happens. And you had been caretaking, so you knew that this was coming, I think. It wasn't unexpected.
Right.
And it's very difficult. And for those of you listening who are caretakers and running a business and have a family and those challenges that come into life, every other day stuff, it's difficult. It's difficult to juggle. After Bill passed, did you kind of take time out? I would love to know, if you feel comfortable explaining to us, what was that behind the scenes for you? Did you still work, or did you just go, I'm out?
No, I worked harder than ever.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Harder than ever.
And so in that time and you're working, did you allow yourself to grieve, go through all those 5 steps of grieving and just kind of feeling stuff, and then you'd get yourself up and running again?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
No.
Okay.
Actually, and Bill was my second husband to pass.
Yes, I know.
And so
Two.
my first husband had acute myeloid leukemia, and I took care of him for 2 years. And when he passed, it was a blessing. God allowed me to hold him while he transitioned.
Right.
And he was tired, and it was a good thing. And then with Bill, he was sick for a couple of years. He was declining. Things were happening. And God blessed me again and allowed me to hold him as he passed.
Wow.
And that's just a very, very special blessing that God doesn't give everyone.
No, you're absolutely correct.
And so I feel honored. And I didn't have a lot of time to grieve. I needed to do a lot of work at the car wash, do some renovations, change things up, put things together differently, work with the marketing groups differently. And so it's just been nonstop.
Right. So when you were doing all of that, you didn't find yourself all of a sudden there's this big thing that you're used to doing, which is the caretaking, and you have Bill in your life. And this was during Bill that you decided to purchase Cleaner, Quicker Car Wash.
Yes.
It was like, I'm doing this, Bill, whether you like it or not. You didn't say that, but you did it. You made a decision. So the question of the day is, I'm trying to wrap my mind around this because you'll help people. You'll help women specifically too, because we are a different animal. We do a lot. you're doing all of that, and did you ever feel that missing part where all of a sudden, I mean, because you're busy, but you had to have felt that grieving part of that being gone, even though, obviously you knew this was happening.
Well, the thing is, water rises to the level that it sits, right?
Okay.
And when you're living life to its fullest and staying busy all the time, and you have family, and you have friends, and you have people that you care about, even when something disappears from your life, there's so much more flooding in that you can't help but just continue to get refilled.
So you just went in. You just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very, very cool. You said something to me when we were talking about coming on and talking about this, because I always like to talk to my guests and say, what's off limits? Because this is Sedona's Backstage Pass. So, I want to know, and I really do want to get to know everybody that comes on, and I've really gotten to know my sponsors. Like just getting to know you. People don't know. They just see your face. I want people to understand more about you because we like you, and I want to support you. I want to be there, and people do feel that way. So you said something, we were talking about the 3 R's. And for me, the 3 R's are, and there's so many of them, it turns out, is reinventing, resilience, and also resourcefulness. Those 3 R's have gotten me through some very, very tough times in my life. And I want to know, you said righteous. Explain to me, what does that mean to you? You have to be righteous, you said.
You have to try to do the best you can do, not only for yourself, for your community, for the people you know and love. Bring them up. I feel that being righteous, if you have employees, make them better. If you have children, help them succeed. If you have friends, have a listening ear. Things like that, for me,
yes,
are about righteousness.
I love that. Well, yes, making a positive difference is so important, and you certainly do that. You have gone way out of your way to help children in Mexico, I believe, and different organizations. I've seen you now at least twice at the Verde Valley Caregivers Gala in the fall. You are that person, and you never talk about it. You never boast about it. You never do that. And that is so important. So what other R words would you say are important for us to remember? Help me out here.
Well, romance is something that everyone should have.
Romance. Okay. Oh, we're having, do you hear that? Wow. We've got a phone going. It's good. I think we're going to get some help with R words.
So sometimes we don't really know how to turn off our phones.
There you go.
We think we do.
It happens. I don't know. What can we do? I have to tell you, I thought I turned my phone off. We were there at Harkins, and whose phone is ringing off the wall, in my purse, of course, ringing off my purse wall. It's my phone. And of course, all eyes kind of turn around and look at me like I am the scum of the earth or something. I don't know. And I always tell people to turn off their phones. And when I do that on stage, like if I'm emceeing or something, I always look at my phone because I just know it's a prompt for my phone to go off. Anyway, we digress in a very big way.
Yep.
Phone off.
Phone off.
All right. So, all right. Well, let's get back to this. I want to talk about you're getting through all this transition and all of that. And 2024 was a tough year for you. You mentioned that the last time you were here. Tell us a little bit about that. Why was it tough? Because you're working crazy. You've lost your husband. And I'm going to assume there's a lot of stuff that you got to take care of because we all know what that's like when we lose people in our lives.
Right. And you're trying to pull together all the loose ends that were left behind and get it all taken care of. But at the same time, you have to play a much different role with your business because now everybody needs to understand that it's going to be different. Things are going to be different. There's not 2 of us now. There's only 1 of us. And I can't do it the way he would have helped me do what I was doing.
So he was a part of the business.
He was always a part of my life in every way.
Okay. So he was there? He would show up there?
Oh, yeah. He loved the customers. He would sit and talk to anybody for hours about anything.
I love
and
that.
it was just, he really enjoyed it. He loved the employees. He was much better at taking care of them than I was.
Wow. That's incredible.
Actually,
because I know
yes.
you take good care of them.
I do, but you know how mamas do. Mm-hmm. Well, daddies are different.
True. That's true. They are.
And that's how it kind of was at the car wash.
Okay. So
Mom,
that was like, it's going to be different. We're going to.
And Mama never said, wait till Daddy gets home. But Daddy said, don't make Mama mad.
Do you ever get mad? Do you ever get upset?
Oh, of course I do.
Okay.
Of
And
course
what is
I do.
that like, Debbie? Like,
It's
should I be
not-
scared?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to know about that. So
Well,
it can be scary?
The kids at the car wash once told me, they said, you know, Bill comes in and he'll chew you out and he'll just, do all kinds of things. But the word on the street is, don't ever make Debbie mad.
So what is it like with you? I'm working for you and I do the wrong thing, and what happens? Is it like if I do something bad, and what ticks you off the worst? I just want to know.
What ticks me off the worst?
Like
I
an
guess
employee that
Yeah.
do something that really gets under your skin.
if I see anyone not respecting the customers, that will do it. I mean, everything else, maybe I told them to do something 2 or 3 times. I can live with that because I raised a bunch of kids.
Yes.
So I understand this. And I've had a few husbands, so I understand this, okay?
I love that.
But if they don't respect the customers,
That's it.
then they're in the wrong place.
So have you fired people on the spot with something like that? It was just dreadful. You don't have to mention names. I just want to know. Curious minds.
In my entire career, I've only ever fired one person.
Okay. We will leave that person's name out.
Yes, we're not going to say
Not
that
gonna
person's
mention.
name, but
No.
I've only ever fired one person.
And that was from disrespect?
Yes,
Okay. That's how important it is to you.
that's how important
I believe
it is. That's how important it is.
Yeah, I believe
Now,
that.
I have helped people transition into other careers and choices and lives, and played an active role in helping them get there, but I haven't fired them.
Okay.
Being fired can be a wonderful thing to allow you to start something else, but wouldn't it be so much more wonderful if it wasn't because you were fired?
Yes,
You
of
know?
course. It would be
So-
nice if it was your idea,
Yes.
meaning, okay, now it's not working. Thank you so much for everything. I'm leaving, as versus just being like, get out.
Right.
Yeah.
And just
Not
to
fun.
help people say, you're absolutely fabulous at this. Why don't you take a couple of classes? Let's see what happens. Something like that.
Yes.
It helps everyone
It
so
does.
much more.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Because you want to be in the right place with where your skills are. You don't want to be Lucille Ball in a ballet.
Oh,
All right? That's
exactly.
just saying.
Yes, yes.
It's like, okay, don't keep your day job. So now, what would you say to women in business, especially young women, when transitions like this happen? Young women get divorced. They might have a family. They may lose a spouse. And what would you say to them? I want to hear it. Let's do some mentoring here.
Well, I'd start out by reminding them how wonderful they are and accomplishments that I've known they've made and how far they can go. And then talk to them about, the importance of your family, taking care of your family while you're trying to do all this other stuff, but you still got to take care of you, because it's kind of like when you get on the plane and they say, put your mask on before you put anybody else's mask on. Because if you fall out, they're not going to get their mask.
Exactly.
So it's the same thing. It's the same possibility. But the possibilities are not limited for their future, ever.
Right. And would you say to them, and what would you tell them how to take care of themselves? What is that like? You lost your husband. You had a thriving business with him in it, and then it all shifted, and you had You still had kids, or no? They were
Oh,
grown.
no,
They were grown,
Right.
obviously, because they're in their 50s.
Right.
They were not. Yes.
Yes, they were gone.
Right, but you still have a family.
Yes, grandchildren.
Did you have a team of people, or at least a couple of friends that were there for you?
Oh, there are people here in Sedona who stepped forward and just took me under their wings and loved me and helped me, and just fabulous, fabulous friends here in Sedona. I won't mention their names, but they know who they are, and
Yes.
they know what they did.
And they were your support team.
They were.
Did you cry? I mean, were they there when they were there for you when you were like really feeling it? I'm sure they were.
They knew what to do.
Yeah.
They just knew what to do. And what they did is they included me. They included me and they encouraged me. And that's what I would tell young women. Business is going to be hard. Working is hard. Raising your family is hard. Getting advancements and making yourself better is hard. But as long as you have people who love you and care for you, let them do it.
Yes, I think that's absolutely correct. Did you feel at the time when you had these individuals in your life that were helping you, did you notice how that might have been surprising who came? You know what I mean by that? Like
Yeah.
maybe somebody that you didn't expect would be there who was actually there for you?
I'm always surprised by that. I'm surprised when people say, "Oh, I know you. You're Debbie from the car wash." And it's always, and they're very, very nice and very sweet and kind. And I wonder, who the heck are you?
Yes, I know.
But how
I
wonderful. How wonderful that I get to know
Yes,
you.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
And in a moment like in a crisis situation, and I would call that, a huge transition in your life with everything, with Bill passing, it does matter who's there. It does. It matters that people are actually present for that. It's actually a gift for them as well. I know I've done a lot of caretaking, and I have also been the person who's been there for the person who's caretaking or going through some sort of a transitional situation that's difficult. And it matters.
I think the most difficult thing in transitioning isn't perhaps losing someone, unless it's sudden. If it's sudden and you weren't expecting it, that would be heartbreakingly crushing.
Yes.
But if you knew it was coming,
But it's still difficult.
it's still very, very difficult, but it's not like having someone knock on your door.
That's true.
That,
These poor military wives.
it breaks your heart. It breaks your heart.
Yes.
But on the other hand, they pick up their socks,
Yeah.
They roll up their sleeves, they take their kids, they do what they got to do.
Do you think that men are different about this sort of thing in transitions? Just, are they different than women in this sort of position that they might be in?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I think they display it differently because they got to be tough,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
manly.
Right.
But I suspect that all human beings, when you lose someone or when you're transitioning, you're going through a difficult time, whether you're a male or a female or young or old. Change is hard.
Change is difficult, and we have to embrace it because it's as my husband says, it is definitely the real thing that you can depend on is change.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and when I meant that with men is the resilience part of it, coming back and feeling just getting resourceful and resilient and being able to move forward because women do so much. We're so used to juggling so much. I think, women have a tendency to kind of swing back in. What do you think?
I think men and women are the same in that way.
Okay.
They do it differently, but they both come back.
They both come back.
Yeah, they both
and there's
come back.
you have to have a desire to do that, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing all this personal stuff. I mean, I know you came in today and you didn't really know what I was going to talk about.
No, you never let me know in advance.
I know. And then I kind of have these ideas from the show before. And then sometimes I think about it like, I get all of my ideas in the shower. What about you? It's the water ion or something, or again, washing the dishes or mundane meditation, as I call it, like folding the laundry. and then boom, I have an idea. So I don't know. I have these ideas. What can I tell you? And sometimes I can just tell my guests go, oh, wow. But I do ask you, don't I?
Yes, you do.
What are we not talking about here? So now, 2024 was a toughie. 2025 was tough too?
Well, 2025 was tough because business in Sedona.
Oh, right. That was a tough one. Having a business in Sedona is different.
Very difficult, and trying to keep your staff together and keep them paid when our business was down 38%.
Ooh.
And everyone I've talked to who's a small business, they suffered. Tourism wasn't where it needed to be. People weren't here as much as they had been. No discretionary income. If it comes to paying your rent or buying food or going and having your car detailed,
I know.
That's a no-brainer.
It's the same with entertainment,
Same with entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Anything extra.
Service people, you give up your services. You give up your salons or whatever it is that you like to do. No, that all goes by the wayside when times are difficult. But that's why I think this year is going to be so much better. We're going to see people, feeling like it's time to start living again.
Yep. I am going to go with that thought in mind. I have to say, with the Chinese year of the horse coming up, a friend of mine, Marianne, said, it's giddy up and go.
Giddy up and go. I like that.
And
That's
last year,
great.
I know. And last year, it was the year of the snake, which was a big transitional time, shedding the skin kind of thing. I'm getting a little metaphysical on you here. But the thing is, it felt like that, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Lots of change. Oh,
yes,
my gosh.
It did.
What changed in your life besides the business being kind of tough? Were there some massive changes? Well, yes, you met somebody.
Well, that was a huge change. Yes.
Yes.
But besides that, the whole, because 2024 was, jump in with 2 feet and keep moving, keep going. And 2025 was the realization that this is really how it is.
Ah, yes.
So,
and you had to move with that. You had to be resilient.
Yes.
Right. Thank you,
One
Debbie.
of your R words.
Yes, one of those 3 R words I love so much. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing some really personal stuff. And I just have so much respect for you. So thank you, Debbie Johnson of Cleaner, Quicker Car Wash. We will be right back, and I will see you next month, Debbie. But you guys stay with me. I'll be right back.
You can taste it in every bite. For over 30 years, Chef Lisa Dahl has redefined what it means to dine in Sedona, serving soulful, handcrafted cuisine inspired by love, artistry, and community. From the wood-fired kitchens of Mariposa to the couture flair of Butterfly Burger, every experience is elevated, every ingredient intentional. To learn more about Lisa Dahl and the Dahl restaurants, please visit cheflisadahl.com.
Need a clean car fast? Come to Cleaner, Quicker Car Wash. We'll have you sparkling and back on the road in minutes. Whether you're after a quick shine or a deep clean, you'll get top quality service, eco-friendly soaps, and smiles all around. Drive up, shine up, and feel good, all without slowing down your day, and look like a star in your car. Located in West Sedona on Highway 89A. For more information, visit cleanerquickercarwash.com.
Here's more of Backstage Pass with Shondra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
Oh, I am thrilled to have this wonderfully talented woman in the studio with me right now. Oh, if you could see her, she's beautiful. She's glowing. She's wearing beautiful clothes, because when we're going to get into this, but Christy Fisher, thank you for being with me today.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I'm so thrilled. You are one heck of a talent. Notice I'm using heck instead of hell, but I might as well say it now. You're a hell of a talent. You're incredible. I mean,
thank you.
You are, well, we're going to get into it, but you're a seamstress. I was going to get that wrong, seamstress. Besides all of the instruments you play and all the arranging you do, you build your own backup tracks like I've done for years and years. You do that because you play ukulele and you play guitar. And what else?
I play keyboard. Keyboard was my main instrument for a number of years. I also play some percussion and, of course, bass, because you can pick up bass from the other stringed instruments.
So, did you play these instruments in other people's bands as well?
Different things I did. The most recent addition has been the iwi, which is an electronic wind instrument. And so you'll hear like saxophone and flute on a lot of my stuff that I've released over the last couple of years. And it's an instrument where you can do 200 different woodwind sounds with one instrument. It's
incredible. Is that the thing that years ago I remember going to... it wasn't a behind the scenes. It was after hours in Vegas. It was either Vegas or Reno, because I worked there as a young person with my own show band, and there was a guy blowing into a thing that was attached to his keyboard. Do you remember those?
Yeah, and I have one of those too.
You
but
do?
That's a different thing. That's
totally
a different. That's totally fun though.
Yeah, totally cool. You used one of those, huh?
Yeah,
in the 80s.
Yeah, and I still have one.
That's amazing.
And it's a voice adjuster, so you can do like sampling with your voice. You can make the keyboard sing words.
Oh, yes. You can do all sorts
this
of
was
from the
things.
blowing thing?
Yeah, you can do the blowing thing too,
Incredible.
Yeah,
I love it. I remember the sampling.
I love toys.
I do too. You're a techie person.
I'm a techie person, but it's like I also love like low tech that you can make high tech. I'm the kid that you'll see in the toy section of a thrift store looking for things that make noise.
Oh, okay.
So like a toy xylophone that I can put a bottle cap pickup on do something weird with it.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
See, this reminds me of your clothing, because your designs are they almost have a feeling, well, they're very hippie dippy. You love that.
Right.
And it feels like you've taken pieces that have meant something, that you make that feel that way. Mm-hmm. Like the patchwork. Oh my gosh, those coats are incredible.
Thank you.
Love them.
Thank you.
Talk to us about your family. Did you grow up with a musical family?
Not really musical. My mom played piano, but it wasn't like professional or anything, but she was an artist. So she's a painter and a printmaker and a potter. So I was the kid when I was 2 at art shows in the stroller,
Love it.
And my dad was very supportive. He was a civil engineer. And so it's like the techie stuff kind of came from my dad and the art stuff came from my mom.
And it's unusual, I have to say, maybe not so much now, but it used to be where you were an artist and that's all you did, and you left everybody else with the technical stuff. But you get to a point where you want to take care of all that yourself, right? And you have it in you.
I enjoy it.
And it's in your genes.
I enjoy both sides of it, yeah.
That's so good. I love it. So now, where did you grow up? Where were you born?
I was born in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh,
in 1951.
And
so my parents were hip enough to get the hell out.
Good for them.
When they saw the civil rights thing going on.
Yeah, not anything against Mississippi, but it was a very treacherous time, was it not?
Yeah, and I mean, I have relatives still that, were in the backwoods with, pumps and outhouses, back then. I remember going and visiting them. But when I was about in 4th or 5th grade, we moved to Central Florida, which wasn't much better for some of this other stuff. But so up until 4th or 5th grade, it was Jackson, Mississippi, and then lived in Miami for a couple of years when I was a kid. But it was mostly Lakeland, Florida, right in the central part of before Mickey Mouse. Before Mickey Mouse came in.
Yes,
I graduated. I think I graduated high school the year that the mouse came in.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That had to have been an incredible moment, though.
It was.
Because I've never been to that one.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been to Epcot, and it's like that's the only one I've been to down there. But
the only one, it's phenomenal.
Right.
I want to go.
But
there
it was
bad.
It was an interesting scene because it was 30 or 45 minutes from Tampa, and so we used to have to drive into Tampa to get our back to school clothes.
Oh my gosh, kind of like here.
Yeah, well, sort of. Yeah, kind of right.
It's like, where do the kids get their clothes? Well, they go to the internet, maybe.
Right.
But
or
they have to go to
Flagstaff or Phoenix.
Flagstaff,
right.
so it's at least an hour away to get clothing.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was good. So this is easy peasy for you.
Yeah.
You're used to the small towns.
Right. It's comfortable.
That's good.
Yeah.
So then what happened after that? When you graduated high school, what happened?
Well, it actually started before I graduated high school. So I was like 13 or 14 years old, and I was modeling for 17 magazine. I modeled, did runway shows up and down the state for 17 magazine. Oh. And I wound up being in cahoots. I used to take sketches to the lady that was teaching like modeling at the stores and stuff like that. So I kind of weaseled my way in with that kind of stuff and started, she would give me women's wear daily newspapers. And so I was educated with that end of it.
So the designing, this is where the
fashion design
in.
thing. Yeah. And so I used to save my lunch money and make, really cool kind of hippie clothes and stuff like that out of things I bought with my lunch money. I would buy like bedspreads and make bell bottoms or something like that.
So cool.
And back in the day, we used to have teen dances. I wish we still had teen dances for the teenagers. We don't have that anymore.
They don't have that?
I haven't seen it around, and I think it's really necessary.
I remember those.
Really cool. We used to have live bands. We used to have Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. All those guys used to play at our teen dances.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. And this is in Central Florida, where you would think there was nothing. But because it was a stopping point between Miami and Atlanta, this is where all the good bands came.
Did you get a chance to see Tom Petty? Because he's from Florida.
Tom Petty was my neighbor in Gainesville.
Can I touch your sleeve?
That was on later. That was on later. But during that era, a lot of the guys from the bands, this is how it all started. It's like I was still in high school, and a lot of the guys from the bands liked what I was wearing, and they couldn't find it in Central Florida. And so I started sewing. My first band that I sewed for were the Canadian Rogues.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, right? So,
I'm loving this.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And the Nightcrawlers, they were the ones that had Little Black Egg out, this whole kind of thing. So I started that. And then there was a couple named Michael and Tony Braun who they did Sonny and Cher before Bob Mackey got hold of them. Oh. And they were living in Tampa. And during the era of the high school thing, we used to have teen dances almost every Friday and Saturday and Sunday. But there was also a jam that happened in one of the parks in Tampa. And so I would take my little VW van and drive over to the park on Sunday afternoons. And so I hang out with all the Tampa crowd. And the Tampa crowd, that was the one with Michael and Tony and all those guys. They did all the pants for Prince that had the buttons down the side.
Oh, my gosh.
All that stuff. So people don't think about Central Florida as being a hotbed.
Yeah, I would never know that.
It really was. For the music industry, it was a real hotbed. And that's where I met the first husband. So it's like after high school, I did a little traveling, as a hippie. I did my, I was playing with bands, playing with local bands. My first big show was at the Miami Pop Festival. I played the Miami Pop Festival when I was 17 years old.
Okay, and how many people are that?
About 100,000 people.
Holy Toledo.
I know, right.
And what are you doing there? What were you doing?
I was the background singer for one of my boyfriend's bands.
Amazing.
And I was sitting like 8 feet away from Janis Joplin. And,
holy Toledo.
I've grown up with the people. So it's like fame doesn't really hit me the way it hits other people because all of these people were just kids. We were all just hippie kids.
So let me ask you about this. Did you ever have the sense that you wanted to be that person up front? Because this is what you're doing. Sometimes you're working as a single. I know you've fronted other people's bands. You've had your own bands, probably all of that, right? Had your own bands?
Yeah, I've had
Did
my
you
own
ever
bands.
want that stardom? Did you ever go for
when
that?
I was in my teens, maybe, for a minute. And it's like, and the episode of the first record was the thing that really opened my eyes to how the industry was run.
So tell everybody about that, because people don't realize how treacherous it is. The recording industry was really bad.
Right.
Not only back then, but it just continued. You
Right.
talk about Prince, and we all know that story.
Right.
Yeah. We had to change his name to a symbol because of his music being tied up with Sony and all of that.
Right.
So what was this moment for you, defining moment?
So I was playing with my boyfriend's band, and it was the one that we did play down in the Miami Pop Festival, and they needed a singer to cover I Don't Know How to Love Him from Jesus Christ Superstar.
Got it.
And they had heard me singing just for fun, with his band, and his manager said, well, let's take you into Atlanta. So he took me up to Atlanta into LaFavor Studio, and we cut the demo for them, and he needed something for the flip side of the demo, and I hadn't even pre-thought it, but I had been writing songs since I was like 12 or 13 years old just for fun. So I threw one of my original songs on. Here I'm 17 years old. I didn't know what the hell I was doing,
Of course.
But it was a great experience in a fabulous recording studio, and it came out great. And so they had me in one studio. They had Helen Reddy in another studio out west. And then they had Yvonne Elliman, who was the main character
in Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and they had her in the Northeast. And so for the single, it was like whoever had sold regionally the most was going to be, the person they signed with Decca, and this whole kind of thing. And so mine sold the most, and they wanted to put me on Merv Griffin and signed to Decca and this whole kind of thing. Well, they wanted to change the spelling of my name. Mm-hmm. They wanted to change my hair into some poofy bouffant thing. They wanted me to wear this really ugly baby blue chiffon dress.
Oh, yeah. That is not you.
That's totally not me. And that was the era where, I wanted to be Mick Jagger. I wanted to, have the high top sneakers and march across the stage, and so I wasn't a hard ass about it, but I just said, this is just not me. I can't do it. And well, if you're not going to deal with this, and this, so it's like the contract got ripped up, and Helen Reddy was the one that released the single.
Well, people don't realize that part of the recording industry is the marketing part.
Right.
They want you to pick one genre.
Right.
That got me.
Right.
Okay. That was where I think my thing did not happen. Because I'm like, but one genre.
Yep.
I write in all different genres, and I perform in different genres, and you do too.
Yep.
And then they want to make you, mold you, and control you.
Yep.
You're better off that didn't happen.
Yeah, and they also wanted to stick me like when the manager was talking to me because of the Southern accent. It's like, well, you can only do country. It's like, oh, the hell, I can't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a turning moment for you, a defining moment.
It was.
Good for you that you had the Kalaka knockers, we'll say.
Right.
Just say, not
right.
doing that.
And I was 17, so I kind of backed away from the industry part of the music business and went into the clothing end because I thought, well, hell, I'm having a good time making clothes for the guys.
Yeah, and when your first husband, he was in the Frank Zappa band.
He wasn't in there then. He was in a local bar band, and it's like, so we worked our way up the system. We went from the Tampa area. We moved into Gainesville, and that's where Tom was our neighbor. We used to be a bunch of hippie kids just smoking a joint and rope swinging across the Micanopy River with, Tom's bunch. And then there was another band called Goose Creek Symphony that,
Unbelievable.
was awesome. Yeah, we were just a bunch of hippie kids, So it's like we had people like, all that. Eric Clapton's band, was coming through town. He used to play at Criteria down in Miami. And so, people like that, you'd wake up in the morning, you don't know who's in your living room. Because back then it was just like whoever needed a place to crash, you just let them crash.
Oh, that was just, that.
It was a good era.
Amazing experiences to look back on and just go like, wow, you were right there.
Yeah.
And wonderful. And then you did clothing.
I was doing clothing for the boys in the band. And it's like, so we worked our way with Bob's band. Bob Harris is his name. And so worked our way from his band, went on up into Capricorn, recorded at Capricorn Studios and did some stuff. And it was like, so the band was kind of gelling, and our marriage was kind of rocky, I guess, because I was really into I had a couple of stores going in Gainesville. I had retail stores going with my clothing. And it was just like, well, and he's going like, we're going to move to Boulder, Colorado. And I'm going, well, and it was just one of those dividing points. You're going to come with me or not? So I closed my store and I did the housewife, let's move to Boulder thing.
Oh my gosh, you did do it.
I did do it. And it's like, and I was miserable.
Yes.
I was miserable, and so I got back into a band in Boulder.
That's great. That was another defining moment.
Started it back up. But his band from Boulder was the one that wound up being half of Zappa's band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how the Zappa thing happened.
And then you also did clothing for, I want to say it was Murph Griffin's show? I know, I used to watch Murph Griffin.
Murph Griffin was the one they wanted to put me on when I had my record.
Oh,
when they wanted me to wear the blue ugly dress.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. The artist integrity thing.
Right.
Yes. I know. That's crazy. So now let's fast forward now. You've been living in Jerome, Arizona,
right?
Known as the meanest town in America at one time. And it is a ghost town. It is kind of like, lots of artists live there. 35 years?
35 years, yeah.
You must love it there.
I do.
It's great.
It's comfortable. It's safe. And I have a recording studio downstairs, so it's really quiet back in the area that I live.
And you've got the spirits with you. Mm-hmm. The place that you're living in, do you own that place?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you ever feel any of that ghosty stuff?
I did at the beginning. I bought the house at a yard sale. Went to the yard sale.
Yard sale?
Yeah, this is how Jerome rolls. Went to a yard sale and bought a yard. And it's like I was there for a $10 microwave oven. That's
what?
right.
Okay, this is crazy. So you end up buying the house.
Bought the house, and it needed a roof. It needed all new electrical. It needed everything.
So you
it's
do this whole thing.
Yeah, I've done this whole thing.
You're in.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. So now, what you been doing? Because I know you've been up to a lot of music. I am looking at your one of your CDs called Mixed Signals, and this actually won an award.
It did.
The International Singer and Songwriter Association. It was Album of the Year. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's huge. And I have it now. I'm so excited. And you're going to be in the Living Room music series.
I'm excited about that.
I'm so thrilled to have you there. Everybody, if you're listening, make a little mark in your calendar. Make a big mark. March 9th at 7 p.m. at Mary Fisher Theater. Christy Fisher is going to be with me. We're going to get to know Christy and her music. You're going to ask questions during her concert. So much fun. I'm thrilled to have you there. You're going to have CDs with you.
Yes.
And other merch that you can buy of Christy's. You never know what she's going to bring. So you're playing all kinds of stuff, and you're working more as a single now?
Yes.
Okay. And
yes.
where can we see you besides In the Living Room on March 9th?
Well, I do a lot of the wineries like this week, and I also do the resorts. I play the Hilton out at Bell Rock. I play that on a regular, like once or twice a month. I play the Arabella Resort out there on the patio, and all of those are open to the public too. I also play Vino de Sedona,
great place.
And I play a lot of the tasting rooms around here, the wineries and tasting room, Alcantara, DA Ranch, the whole.
So you're working it. Are you working full time as a single?
Yeah, I do music full time now.
So how much are you actually performing? Like 4 or 5 nights a week?
I was 4 or 5 nights a week while I was working on the house last year, and then I told myself this year is the year of the song. And so I'm really focusing on original songwriting material and getting that down. So I'm down to 2 to 3 nights a week.
Good for you, though. I mean, it's hard work, you guys. When you see a single out there working, I did it for so many years, 22 plus years, I don't know, all in between working my own bands and other people's bands, and it is difficult. So when you see Christy and she's performing and it's loud, you make sure you applaud and get people applauding, because it is hard work. Because are you doing 3 hours or are you doing 4?
It's 4 at Alcantara. It's 3 at most of the other places.
Yeah, because it now normally
averages
is
3. Yeah.
Yes, but let me say, in the day it was 4.5 hours. Remember those?
Yeah.
Our first set would be at 8 or 8:30.
Right.
You were lucky if you got home at 1:30.
Right.
Starving.
Right.
It's the worst kind of lifestyle. Okay, so now talk to me about the fact that you have already released 3 other different. Or you're going to release 3 different records?
Oh,
What's happening?
the genres. Well, I'll go back to the record before that one, the CD before that one. It started during COVID lockdown. Okay. I released one. I learned the ropes of doing digital audio production when I was younger, and with the records and all that kind of stuff. I was used to being in places where we did everything on tape.
Yes.
And so I was familiar with the big board somewhat and all that kind of thing. So I knew a little bit about mixing, but everything's changed with digital.
Totally.
So during COVID lockdown, I bought myself some wine and went on YouTube and learned how to work, Apple and Logic and all that kind of stuff. And so I did my first XOC album, which was, I'll have those at Mary D. Fisher too. But it was mostly dance material, almost like disco dance. I was doing electronica and exploring all this new digital kind of stuff.
Love it.
And so I released that because I was learning the ropes on how do we release in this era, with everything streaming and all this kind of thing. So I taught myself off of just locking in and hanging out in the studio, And so the first one went really well. And then I was playing a gig after we got out of lockdown and met Mark Gifford, who is part of the scene at the Camp Verde Library series,
yes,
Music of the Stacks. Mm-hmm. And so Mark does a lot of mixing at different places. And he came up to me and goes, you want some tips? You want me to help you with some stuff?
Good for him.
He was awesome. And he's still awesome, and we're still working together. But he helped me co-engineer that album, and we brought in some people, that were friends of his, and he knows it. So we were sending audio files back and forth all over the world. And
okay, so I cannot believe this, but we are out of time. I mean,
wow,
it just
cool.
rips by.
Yeah, it does.
And I wanted to hear about the
cool
mud
stuff.
story.
Yeah,
the
right.
mud
The mud
story.
story.
Can you tell me in 2 sentences the mud story?
Oh, the sleeping in the mud at pop festivals? When Jimi Hendrix walks by and goes, "Do you remember me?" And I go, "Yeah, I do." He goes, "I'm Tom from Chicago." Because he was escaping the Holiday Inn where the manager had him in lockdown. Yeah, right.
Very nice. Yeah. Okay, so now you're going to play something for us. I can't wait to hear this. Yeah. Remember, everybody, I want to make sure you know it's ChristyFisherMusic.com, CHRISTY, and it's Fisher, FISHER, music.com. Go there. You're going to learn all about Christy. And then come to the In the Living Room Music Series on March 9th at 7 p.m. at Mary Fisher Theater. All right, Christy, go ahead and play us something right now.
Okay, so this is a song called Plants, because in this era where there's so much division and everything, sometimes we just like to escape to nature, because nature doesn't give us any back talk, And it's like, sometimes a plant can be your own best friend. I used to think the words meant something, but some folks twist them in their hands. They promise light, but deal in shadows like thieves that hide behind a brand. So I take my chair out to the garden, where the truth will never bend. A sunflower never fakes a smile, it just follows the light to the end. So let the world keep turning bitter, let the headlines shout their lies. You can find me near the lilies with no mask and no disguise. The more I know about people, the more I appreciate plants. They don't preach or sell me virtue, they don't gossip, they don't rant. Give me roots over rumors, give me leaves over slants. The more I know about people, the more I appreciate plants. Plants. I've seen the saints that sharpen daggers. Yeah, they bless you while they twist the knife. But an oak just stands there steady, a quiet testament to life. The ivy climbs without a whisper, the roses bloom without conceit. While people argue over kingdoms, the grass still grows beneath their feet. So send your praying hand emojis with your heart so full of hate. You say the second coming's coming. Well, honey, I can't wait. The more I know about people, the more I appreciate plants. They don't barter, bitch, or bargain. They don't boast about their stance. Give me patience like willows, nature's honest dance. The more I know about people, the more I appreciate plants. Plants. The more I know about people, the more I appreciate plants. They don't preach or sell me virtue. They don't gossip, they don't rant. Give me roots over rumors, give me leaves over slants. The more I know about people, the more I appreciate plants. Plants.
Christy Fisher.
You've explored the trails, stood in awe of the red rocks. Now, discover how Sedona became Sedona. The Sedona Heritage Museum tells the story of Red Rock country, from ancient cultures to today's vibrant community. It's interactive, family-friendly, and open year-round, indoors and out. Sedona Heritage Museum, preserving and sharing the soul of Red Rock country. Plan your visit at sedonamuseum.org or call 928-282-7038.
Take a deep breath, then let it go. At Sedona's New Day Spa, your escape begins the moment you arrive. Enjoy luxurious massages, rejuvenating facials, and native-inspired body treatments. Every moment is designed to restore balance and renew your spirit. Voted Sedona's Best Day Spa, this is more than self-care. It's your sanctuary. Book your experience today at SedonaNewDaySpa.com or call 928-282-7502.
When your project demands precision, experience, and trust, turn to Sefton Engineering Consultants. From expert civil engineering to construction management, we deliver real-world solutions that stand the test of time. With over 30 years in the business, Luke Sefton's team is committed to getting your project done right, on time, and on budget. Sefton Engineering Consultants. Reliable, experienced, personal. Learn more at SeftonEngineeringConsultants.com. Here's more of Backstage Pass with Shondra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
How much fun is it to have my friends on the show, to have people I don't know, and do you hear that? You know what that means. It's time for my shameless Shondra spot. Okay, now I'm going to really talk about it. Okay, yes, today is the day. Saturday, February 28th, 4 p.m. today, we are going to premiere the movie that Dev Ross and I have been working so hard on for the last 6 years, and we did produce it last July. And I'm going to do a little. I'm going to kind of come back around here in a second. I want you to go back on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and make sure that you look up episode 39. And the reason I'm mentioning that is simply because the cast of this movie that's premiering today, they are on that show. And if you haven't heard it, Laser Lanson, Sarah Orbe, Ajna Masters, they are such talented kids, and I had them on the show, so check it out. And now I'm going to get back to the premiere. Yes, we're premiering it. We have poured our blood, sweat, and tears into this movie. I tell people, they ask me, what was it like? I've never made a movie before. I've never composed songs for a movie, let alone be an executive producer and a producer and the music director for a movie. And by the way, I did score it too, last second. So I've never done any of that. And people will say, well, what was it like? What was it like? It was like having a baby in a tornado. That's what it was like. And I'm very happy to say we made it through the tornado, and we are very, very, very happy about this film. The acting is superb. The singing is terrific. Chris Ising did a wonderful job arranging my songs, and I hope that you come today. Please come and celebrate. It's at the Sedona Performing Arts Center today at 4 p.m., all right, High School Detention, the musical. Make sure you vote. And I'm going to be heading over to the theater very soon. I had to take a deep breath. I have cousins in from Texas that are coming to see this. And all of our donors, I want a big shout out to all of you that donated for this film to happen. Because without you, we couldn't have done it. And all our in-kind sponsors as well. And there were so many. So anyway, I hope you liked the film. If you didn't like it, don't tell anybody about it. If you loved it, tell everybody about it. We are hoping to get this movie into every school for free as our way of helping out kids to learn nonviolent communication and conflict resolution skills. So I hope to see you at the Sedona Performing Arts Center in the Sedona International Film Festival as we premiere High School Detention, the musical. Well, thank you so much for being with me today, and thank you for putting up for all of the, gavelling, as we would say, over this movie that Dev and I wrote. We're very happy, excited. By the way, we haven't actually seen it since it's been colorized and sound mixed, so it's very exciting for us. Well, anyway, I want to thank my guests for being here with me today. Debbie Johnson of Cleaner, Quicker Car Wash, and Christy Fisher, who will be in the living room Monday, March 9th. And I also want to thank my sponsors. Without them, I couldn't be doing this podcast. Sedona Heritage Museum, Sefton Engineering, Cleaner, Quicker Car Wash, Sedona New Day Spa, Sedona Ballet, and my presenting sponsor, the Dahl Restaurant Group, and Chef Lisa Dahl. And a special thank you to my engineer and producer who puts up with so much, Ryan Thompson. He's a wonderful person as well as a talent and a half. He really is. And the owner of KAZM, Chuck Helstein. Thank you, Chuck, for everything. And I'm going to sign off right now, but get your VIP pass ready for next Saturday at 10 a.m. And, of course, you can always find us on Spotify, on Pandora, on Apple Podcasts. And we'll see you next Saturday at 10 a.m. on Sedona's Backstage Pass.